the questions being asked is, what color is it? How long is it? How dangerous is the poison? How long is it going to be there? How can we kill it? And we say, there's no snake. No. How to kill it. Yeah. In the example of rope and snake, we can see very easily that, of course, there's no snake. We should just understand that there's no snake. But in our lives, not so easy. We unwell. Not even seriously unwell, just hay fever. You are not the body. Really? Am I not? Or I'm feeling old, everyone's getting younger, I'm getting older. You're not the body. Looking at the really young person thinking, We don't believe it. Rope and snake example, we're happy to believe because there's no rope and there's no snake and it's just an example. Yeah, okay, there's no snake. You are not the body, you are not the mind. We're not so happy to believe. Even if we're not, because, respect for Guru, we're not. We don't believe. Therefore, the first 3 lines is negation, negation, negation. I am not, I am not, I am not. And then finally, the assertion. And even the assertion is not an assertion in the sense of I am. It's in an indicative manner of these are the words, but drop the words, understand the essence, and turn your mind. Chit. Chit is so much of the descriptions of that highest truth is expanding on Chit. We talk about truth as effulgent, resplendent, brilliant, light. Yeah. And the word almost seems insufficient to totally encapsulate what Chit is. Yeah. Even if we think of physical darkness, we still have a sense of seeing, even in physical darkness. Yeah. So, to understand how there can be no perception of anything and just void is something we don't really experience. Because even we close our eyes, there's still experience of Chit. We're still experiencing it, so we don't know what void or non-existence of light is. Sure, when we close our physical eyes, we can't see the eyes that we perceive through, the sense of sight. But there's still a sense of, I know my thoughts, I know I exist, I know the room's there, I know all of you are there. And there's already so much comfort in that. Yeah. And we don't think of that as being something that gives us comfort, but it is. Yeah. And Chit is that light which allows us to experience comfort, peace, that sense of fullness or well-being. And so it's a light, very different to this physical light. It's a light where I am just always aware. And sure, sometimes what I'm aware of is unpleasant. Maybe my own thoughts are unpleasant, or maybe I see something and it's unpleasant. And so there's a reaction to the unpleasantness, but I push those thoughts away and I can go back to pleasant thoughts. Or, if I'm lucky, stillness, which is extremely comfortable, extreme sense of well-being. And so that awareness, because it's such a constant, it's taken for granted. Yeah. Just like if the lights are on in a room, we don't notice the lights are on. We just enjoy the room being bright. We don't actually turn ever. Oh, don't do that. We don't actually turn to notice it. Even outside, we don't actually turn to notice the light that is illuminating. Then inside also, taken for granted, but gives us, one, so much information, knowledge, but this underlying sense of, because it's who we are, a sense of well-being. Yeah. And then, of course, in Chit, so many other thoughts come. And then those thoughts, the thoughts become our experience and not Chit. And because the thoughts become our experience, then we're experiencing the whole avalanche of, and the verse number 3 will tell us, all the emotions, all the likes, all the dislikes. Yeah. But if we're just experiencing Chit, sense of well-being. Yeah. Like in deep sleep, no mind, just experiencing Chit. And we love to sleep because of that sense of peace and well-being that we experience in it. Yeah. So, Chit is this, it's light, but it's awareness, it's this ever-present sense of me that I'm not able to center in normally, but if I do, allows me to experience all that I want, because it is, and it's me, which is what this line is saying. Chit Ananda. Again, 101 Vedanta. What are we all seeking? Happiness. Most of you here have heard the explanation of that. And we see it moment to moment. Right? Even the adjustments we make in our seat to be a little bit more comfortable. Ananda. We do something in search of Ananda. We don't do something in search of Ananda. Woke up early and came to Nirvana Shatakam because we believe it will give us Ananda. Didn't wake up, press snooze, stayed in bed. We believe it will give me Ananda. In that moment, every choice we make is because we think that choice in that moment, whether it's reasonable, unreasonable, logical, unlogical, we do it because we think it's giving us Ananda, moment by moment. Yeah. Not just my big goals in life is giving me Ananda. Every moment. What am I choosing? Ananda. Of course, we delude it and we choose badly, but that's besides the point. Chit Ananda. And interestingly, that which we most seek, we already know we are. How do we know it? Guru told us. Yeah. And it's what we crave. But even our body is made in a way, default setting for Ananda. It's easier to smile than frown, according to the number of muscles and all the rest of it. I'm sure you've heard already. Even body is made to express Ananda. So, our greatest desire, Chit, our sense of self and well-being, Ananda, our greatest desire, underlining desire of everything, I am. Chidananda Rupaha, Aham. The Aham doesn't come here. The Aham comes, Shivo Aham. But the Aham in Sanskrit refers to all. Sanskrit has this beautiful way in which it's very flexible. So it's implied. Chidanand, Chit, Aham. Anand, Aham. Chidananda, Aham. Rupaha, of the form of. Happiness doesn't have a form. We know this. Yeah. Light doesn't have a form. We know this also. And so why is it saying form? Precisely. Shiva, aham. I am. This assertion to help us to sit in what is it that I really am? Shiva. Life, auspiciousness, beauty. It's actually very difficult to define the word auspiciousness. Yeah. Sometimes I'll give my class the challenge, what is auspiciousness? And I'm also thinking, really hard. Good. Auspicious means good? Kind of falls short, right, of what auspicious means. Good. So I am, Shiva, means I am good. Not in the same way as how are you, I'm good, but in terms of goodness, dharma, virtues, nobility. Auspiciousness. Not quite. Then what is auspiciousness? Something that's sacred? Maybe better than good. I am sacred. And then that suddenly becomes too much responsibility. Good still seemed manageable. Auspicious. Yeah. It is, it's sacred. It's divine. Yeah. Shiva means sanciency, but already covered by Chit. Chit also means sanciency. And so usually in Vedic compositions, very little repetition is done. So the sense of life and dynamism already covered by Chit. So then Shiva means and words fall short. That's why yesterday I say we take the word and then we have to drop the word. We have to even drop what we think is the meaning of the word. Good, drop. And sacred, drop. Sanciency, drop. What is Shiva? And the aim of Adi Shankaracharya in writing this is that we don't answer it. It's the question that is important. It's the question that is powerful. In our conditioning to always get the answers and to get the answers right, we focus on the answer. And I could see it in all your faces when I said, what is Shiva? I'm going to get it. What you going to say next? But it's, what is Shiva? That we have to hold on to. And so in Nididhyasan, we ask the question and then open mind, open heart, and just leave it open. And then some people get very uncomfortable with this because I didn't answer. Whatever the answer is a word. Whatever the answer is a thought. And Shiva's not a word. And it's not a thought. When we answer who we are, it has to be in our being, not in our thinking. The true assertion comes in being it, not saying it, not even in knowing it. Sometimes you may have experienced somebody's with a family member, someone who's close to you, and you'll say, "What's wrong?" And they'll say, "No, I'm good." "Are you?" "Yeah, I'm good." But we know them well enough. And then sometimes they say, "I'm happy." Because they don't want this line of inquiry. Yeah. And what do we believe? Do we believe what they're saying? Do we believe what their being is saying? The answer has to be in our being. And the more we run after words to answer the question, the less we focus on truly what it is we have to do. And so indication is given. Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. And then we continue with the next verse.
Nacha prana sanyo na vai panchavayuhu न च प्राणसंयो न वै पञ्चवायुः न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोशाः न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोशाः न वाक्पाणिपादौ न चोपस्थपायु न वाक्पाणिपादौ न चोपस्थपायु चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्.
In Guruji's commentary, we already have all the definitions and list, so I'm going to go through it very quickly. We are not the pranas, and there's 5 of those pranas. We are not the panchakoshas, the different layers of our being, no, mistaken identity. Again, all of those are listed here in Pujya Guruji's commentary. We are not the different compositions, skin, bone, that the body can be divided in different ways, and so can divide it in terms of those parts. I had heard an anecdote. A young boy was very scared of sandwiches, which made his mother's life very inconvenient because, packing lunch for kids, easiest thing to do is sandwiches. And every time he got a sandwich, he'd literally have this very extreme, fearful reaction. And so they thought, this must be easy to solve. It can't be. So they sat him down and they said, this is bread. Are you scared of bread? And put the bread on the table. And then this is butter. Are you scared of butter? No. And then take out lettuce, cheese, tomato, whichever one, whatever you want to put in your sandwich. Are you scared of this? Are you scared of this? No, 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 no. And then they put the second slice of bread on top, and suddenly he was extremely afraid. And they thought, this makes no logical sense whatsoever. Who could be so foolish? Are you skin? Answer. Are you blood? Are you bones? No? Are you marrow? Put it all together. Are you your body? Let's see when mosquito bites you if you say no. How illogical is that? Every component we don't think that's who we are. In fact, each component is dirt. We don't think we're dirt. Put it all together. Voila. Me. Which I then pamper in so many ways. So all the compositions of the different parts or the different ways in which we can divide the body is given in this verse, the Sapta Dhatus. And then na vakpani, I am not speech. So first two lines is, I am not body. Said in more specific ways. I am not speech. A little bit different to I am not body. Because once again we associate so much with speech, with words. But even in terms of organs of actions, and the senses, the five senses, organs of knowledge, was given in the previous verse. Here, Vak is indicative of all the organs of actions, which again is listed beautifully. I am not. I am not any of these. What am I? Chidananda Rupaha. Can think of it in terms of, we go to a shop and we buy a very beautiful diamond for ourselves, for someone else, doesn't matter. Then the shop packs it in a nice, pretty box. We keep it very safely somewhere. And then when we're searching for it and we're saying, where's my box? It's not the box we want. And yet so much importance given to that box. And with the box of diamonds, still we'll look inside to get the diamond. With our body, we might not look inside for the true treasure that's hidden there. Because body can be so fascinating. Because we need to experience the vasanas that we chose to come into this life with. So why did we take this body, this birth? We came. Certain vasanas we wanted to enjoy. And to enjoy those vasanas, we need senses, which are housed in body. And so we also came to get moksha, because only in this human birth we can evolve. Both reasons are there. We couldn't have got this body unless karmas were there from the past, vasanas were there from the past that dictated what type of body gets created. So, we came here to enjoy. Literally, that's what we did. We came here to enjoy. And we're doing this all the time. We go out. What are we going to do? Enjoy. Go for holiday. Enjoy. Go to work. It's to enjoy. We might not think immediately it's to enjoy, but we want that paycheck. We want the recognition to be able to say, I am a neurophysicist. We enjoy getting that recognition because we feel that sense of status or accomplishment. We came here to enjoy. To enjoy, we need body and the senses. So we become very attached to body and senses. Karmas push us, vasanas push us in that direction. And so it's momentum from many lifetimes that we only created. We can't blame anyone else. We only did those previous karmas. We only did the previous vasanas to make them strong so that now we want to enjoy them. We also came to use this body to go beyond body and mind. So, what we do with this body and how identified we become with it will be determined by which desire is stronger. The stronger desire always wins. Wake up and go to class or sleep in. Stronger desire will win in that moment. Maybe 1 hour later you think, but in that moment, the stronger desire will win. Even when you're sitting to eat, which one you put in your bite you put into your mouth, the stronger desire wins. The desire might be, I have to eat this is good for me. The desire might be, this is tasty. The stronger desire will win. So, in this lifetime, how identified will I be with body? Are my desires to exhaust my vasanas, enjoy the world and through my senses stronger? Or my desire to go beyond body and mind? Which one stronger will determine how identified I am with body. Because body serves a purpose. It's in there with why we were born. It's not just a, on the side, afterthought. It's playing a key role. So all the more important that we choose the desire that's propelling us forward. So we can read, I am not the body. We can hear, I am not the body. We can understand the logic of I am not the body. But we will feel I am body, and that feeling will only reduce when the desire to transcend it is stronger. Which is what we are doing in meditation. Remember yesterday, Shravanam, I don't know. Mananam, I don't understand. I'm not experiencing is nididhyasan. Right now I am experiencing, I am body. I am not experiencing Chidananda Rupaha. And so, in meditation, that all thoughts dissolve of I am the body, and what will be left is Chit, Ananda, Shiva. The more I enjoy that, the less I'll be identified with body. Until I really enjoy that, default setting will be to look for happiness in the world outside. Because remember, we're still looking for happiness. And if we're convinced we're going to find it through the body, we're going to be attached to body. Yeah. And so when verses like this, when we chant it to ourselves, it's not a checklist. I'm not bones. I'm not blood. It's not a checklist. Because we don't really see ourselves as bones and blood. We see ourselves as the entity looking for happiness through this body. And then the way we look for it differs. Our likes and dislikes differ. And then that's the next verse.
Na me dvesha rago, na me lobha moho, na me dvesha rago, na me lobha moho, madho naiva me naiva matsarya bhavaha, madho naiva me naiva matsarya bhavaha, na dharmo na chartho na kamo na moksha, na dharmo na chartho na kamo na moksha, chidananda rupah shivoham shivoham, chidananda rupah shivoham shivoham, chidananda rupah shivoham shivoham, chidananda rupah shivoham shivoham.
And we're going back to the qualities that are more in the mind. We started off with that, but more details of the way in which the mind plays. And the word used in our scriptures is plays. Leela means play. We usually use the word Leela for Lord coming on earth and playing out, but even with us, we are that same divinity playing. And it helps to think of it as playing. So, how do we play? All these. Raga, Dvesha, likes, dislikes. And then Lobha, greed, Moha, delusion, jealousy, Matsarya. All the different emotions that we have. I had tried to write a book for teenagers. I've written many for kids. And while writing it, I kept saying, nothing bad should happen. So we were trying to write this book, and nothing bad should happen. Why? Because I didn't want any yuckiness in the book. The book never got written. I mean, it got written, it just didn't go anywhere. And every time I sat with someone to help me on this project, they were like, you need to have the bad guy be really bad. I'm like, no, why can't we have good guys only in the book? So then they try to do this with me, but the book hasn't ever happened. And then they'd say, now you need something that's, like world coming to an end, terrorist attacking, some kind of horrible disease. And I'm like, no. I don't want terrible things to happen to the people in my book. The book never happened. Leela is every emotion. We don't enjoy it unless there's all the emotions. At some point we should get scared. At some point we should get sad. At some point we should feel betrayed. in the book, in the movie, in our lives. It's very interesting. When I bring it back to our lives, but it's not exciting if it doesn't happen in our lives. That's why it's Leela. We playing, we literally playing, we creating. We only creating the sadness, the fears, the excitements. Because we want the experience. Yeah. It's fun to know this. If we don't know this, we think it's happening to us, which is not true. It's not happening to us. We are divine beings who are extremely powerful. We doing this. Our lives, we doing. It's not happening to us. We are playing. And how are we playing? This. Raga, dvesha. I like this, I want this. I don't like this, I don't want this. This is so nice. That's horrible. But then we take it so seriously. I'm sure you've all played games with family members, friends, and when it gets too serious, it's no more fun. You're not supposed to start crying because you lost. It's a game. Yeah. But that's what we do. You know. My favorite example of playing, when we're driving and you put your hand out of the car and the wind. You've done this? Playing. That's what we're doing in our mind. But when the thoughts come, we have to ride them. We take them to be way too solid. We take them to be, this is the way it is. But that thought doesn't even stay there long. It's gone. It's fleeting. I might bring a thought back, but it still doesn't stay long. We take it to be so definite, so substantial. All these emotions, we take fear to be so threatening, anger to be so intimidating or oppressing. But they just playing. Are they there? We experience them, but they're not what we experiencing them as. Because we experiencing them as real, and they're not real. They're there. They may even serve a purpose, because most things in creation do. But we see them as far more solid. Thoughts, which then become emotions, which then become our reality. The story that we are telling ourselves and the person we are being is based on all these thoughts. The person I am being, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. But that's a story. Yes. The person I actually am is Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham. That thought doesn't stick because it's not a thought. Sometimes we'll get stuck in, I shouldn't think this, I should think this. They both thoughts. They both equally flimsical. One thought can be more sattvic than another thought, but not more real. What's real? Not the thought. Definition of real? Trikalatishtati iti sat. That which is there in all periods of time. How long is a thought there for? It cannot be real. So I'm chanting all day long, Chidananda Rupa Shivam Shivam, Chidananda Rupa Shivam Shivam. Is it a thought? That's not what the scriptures are telling us to do. Scriptures are telling us to remove every other thought. And then ask, what is Shiva? Or who am I? And then just stay there. One thought cannot be more real than another thought. It can be more sattvic, most definitely can be more sattvic. And in the journey of preparation, we prepare ourselves to be more sattvic so that we can absorb knowledge. But that's still preparation. That's not the experience. The experience will never be in thought. Because when the experience is in thought, it's fleeting. And it's an experience of the mind. We know this. I'm not telling you something you don't know. Thoughts exist in your mind. And so if we're experiencing the thought, we are experiencing mind. The composition started with, I'm not the mind. Then, na dharma, na artha, na kamo, na moksha. Like I said, we took birth with a certain set of desires. And our desires fall into these four categories. Again, most of you are familiar with it, so I don't go into it in too much detail. We desire, we genuinely do. Right? We ourselves want to be good people. And when we meet others who are, appreciate it. We want to reciprocate it. Dharma. Dharma is also, in a way, a sense of order. When it's meant to rain, the sun rises when when it's meant. In nature, that dharma is that sense of order. Even though it is, more often we describe it as harmony, sense of harmony that we see in nature. Definitely desire this. We want a sense of order. Yeah. Yesterday I was in a taxi and the news was on, and then they were complaining about the student visa thing, and then they were complaining about some other police force. I didn't listen to, but order. This is right, this is wrong. We have that sense. We want it to be right. Harmony, we definitely desire harmony. That's me and you getting along. then all of us getting along. Dharma. Dharma is my Dharma is very, very big. I desire harmony within community, within family, and that vasana will come, but also because this is the building block of creation, that desire will be within us. Desire for dharma is harmless in a way that causes us a little bit desire for artha. Translated as money, but power, maybe. Translated as both. Kama, pleasure. And then desire for moksha. Very few of us actually consciously desire moksha. Even though all of us desire it, we don't see it as a desire for moksha. We see it as a desire for whatever it is we are working towards. Don't think about it in that way. We think, I want promotion or job. Interesting, if I gave you a choice, do you want never-ending happiness or promotion or job? Do you think you'll snap never-ending happiness? You would? I think you'd look at me suspiciously. You really give me that? I'm not sure it exists. I better work towards my promotion. Truth. We're not even convinced it's really there. If we were, we'd work towards it. Which is a very important thing, and again, Vedanta 101, we will only desire that which is real. We don't desire things we don't think to be real. Why aren't we desiring moksha? We're just not convinced. Why are we working towards the promotion? We're convinced. Power, artha, kama, desire, pleasures. It takes different forms. But it boils down to that same thing of wanting happiness and believing that happiness is attained through this medium. Now, whatever the desire, whether it's for moksha, whether it's for artha, whether it's for kama, or for dharma, here it's saying, that's not who I am. I'm not even my desire for moksha. The scriptures really aren't biased. Thoughts are thoughts, they're impermanent, they're fleeting, they're unreal. Desires are born of a sense of incompleteness. Even the desire for moksha is born out of a sense of incompleteness. I don't have it, I want it. Right? Money, I want it. Pleasures, I don't have it, I want it. Is born out of a sense of incompleteness that cannot I am. It's incomplete, we think we can complete it. But in our efforts, it doesn't quite get complete. The world in terms of our thinking. Right? I'll do this often. I'll wake up, my eyes will open, the alarm hasn't rang, and it's 5 or 4, whatever time. 5:56. What do? Wake up? I'll wait till it's 6. Why? And then when it's 6, Yeah, I'm already awake, huh? I'm in the bed. I wake up, get out of the bed. 6:05. Get complete at 6? It was supposed to get complete at 6. Isn't it supposed to get complete at 6? 5 more minutes. 6:05 is actually not around. Now we had better wait all the way to. Why didn't it get 6? There was that short phase, definitely very low, when I got addicted to Candy Crush. Terrible. So you have to reach, had to reach, that was easy. Then had to reach 50. Then you 100. This is a computer game, huh? This is not even anything important. Did it matter? Is it really so horrendous if I plateaued at level 49? And the minute we get 50, when it's incomplete, it stays incomplete. Even though we're trying so desperately to complete it. The movie finishes. Then you continue writing the story in your head. It's complete. It's done. What's incomplete stays incomplete because it's unreal. What's unreal? The feeling of incomplete, which led to desire. Real. So you'll just never complete it. That which is real, already complete, and can never be incomplete. This is why we can't trust thoughts. We can't trust them. This is the question. Stay in silence. Can never fulfill us. Never. That which is real is beyond thoughts. We're going to pause. If anyone does have to rush off to work, I can appreciate that. And then we're going to take a few moments to do Nididhyasan. Yes. Thank you. And actually, even if you've been here, if you just stand for a moment or two, move your body just slightly, stretch a little bit. Just some little basic movement helps to reset the mind. And then, if nothing else, just stretch your fingers and toes. And then when you're ready, sitting back down. If you're sitting on the floor, then, Sukhasana, comfortable. If you're sitting on a chair, then feet flat on the ground, hip width apart. And ideally, if you could wiggle a bit forward so you're not using the back support. So that you're holding yourself up straight rather than the chair holding you up straight. Gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Slowly, gently breathing out. Another slow, deep breath in. Gentle breath out. One last time. Once again, checking in on your body to ensure that your shoulders are rolled back, your spine is straight, your chin is parallel to the ground. We're going to ask ourselves, who am I? And whatever answers come, just see it as a thought, for that is what it is. And let that thought fade away. Consciously, deliberately, open your mind. Consciously, deliberately, open your heart. Not forcing anything. If thoughts are there, let them be there. Let them fade away. Not planning anything. Just attentively alert. Simply aware. If you're aware of the body, be aware of the feeling of I am body. Simply notice it. We are of the nature of Chit. Mind is of the nature of thoughts. Staying in awareness is staying in Chit. Thoughts come and go. Let them rise. Let them disappear. Stay in awareness. Out of habit, we may get involved in the thoughts. Gently withdraw from the content of the thought and stay in awareness. Take a deep breath in, gently, slowly breathing out. Bring to mind the form of your Ishtadevata, bowing down, surrendering our efforts from today's satsang to the Lord. Remembering Puja Gurudev. With gratitude for this knowledge, bow down. Invoking His grace, that we can carry it with us throughout the day. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Most of you are familiar with the Guru Dakshina tradition. Tomorrow we'll be concluding the Nirvana Shatakam. And so for those of you who would like to contribute to the ongoing work here in London and the mission worldwide, you can make your offerings. Thank you.